the queen you love to hate, Cersei Lannister. And the imp. Queen Daenerys Stormborn. And last but certainly not least, the two showrunners who have put all of this together and done such an amazing job. Big head and little head, I'm not sure which is which here. But David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. So I have some questions for the crew here that I will be tossing to them one by one. And then at a certain point we will open it up for questions from the floor. So think of some good questions. But not for a while yet. So the last one comes first, so let's start with David and Dan here about how this all started. What was your first introduction to the books? How did you get involved in this madness?
Well, it all started in your twisted brain.
Well, yes.
And about 6 years ago, your agent Vince Giroir sent me some books.
Close up your mouth.
The books were sent about 6 years ago. I am ashamed to admit I hadn't heard of them back in 2006, and the first 4 showed up on the doorstep, and there were about 5,000 pages, and I just thought, wow, I don't know how I'm going to get into these. But I remember the scene that I did get into it. It's basically what you just saw out there when Bran gets pushed out the window. And from that moment on, I was completely hooked. Had the same experience that so many millions of readers have had, where it's like crack on paper and you can't stop. And at the time, people said, people were talking about doing it as a movie. And various people from movie studios would call and say, I've figured it out, we've cracked it, I know how to make this into a 2.5-hour movie. 2.5-hour PG-13 movie.
Like a 15-minute PG-13 movie.
So we couldn't understand that, and I remember very distinctly calling you, George, and saying, the only way we can see doing this is as an HBO series, thinking you wouldn't go for it, and we got really lucky, and you went for it.
We're all very happy, and I think you folks are going to be very happy too that we did go that way. Amelia, a question for you. Your story is quite the Cinderella story. Like you came to this project right out of drama school.
Yeah.
Would you? I mean, if you could go back in one of these many DeLorean time machines you see around the thing and talk to yourself 3 years ago, what advice would you give about what lies ahead of you?
Oh my goodness, do exactly the same thing as I was going to do anyway. I don't know what advice I'd give myself. Take a deep breath and read George R. R. Martin's books. It's been incredible. It's been an absolute...
Does drama school really prepare you for something like this?
No. No, there were no dragons at drama school, so I don't know. I think it was the thing that prepared me for this was Dani, like falling in love with her and just yeah, the book, your amazing words and the amazing character that she is, that's kind of been everything that
Has
that's
the
happened.
show changed your life, or
Yes.
are you being recognized and so
No,
forth?
see the hair. I kind of expected everyone to get out and be like, who is this guy? What? Yeah, no, so no. Although, actually one person, and I got, she gave me free frozen yogurt, so I was so happy.
Lena, one for you. You played a hero in the Sarah Connor Chronicles. And now you're playing a character that many of these people hate. How is that different for you? How do you prepare for that as an actress? Which do you prefer?
Well, it's kind of fun to be able to play a character who isn't trying to be morally good. So it's kind of fun, you know what I mean? I'm not playing to please anybody, but I have to say, people come out saying, I hate you, it's kind of horrible. I thought I could handle it.
Do you like Cersei?
I love her, I think she's misunderstood.
She loves her children.
She loves her children.
That's right.
Extremely misheard.
Nikolai. And this is your first Comic-Con, you just told me.
First time.
You starred in New Amsterdam, and you starred in Australia, and now in this. Are you a secret science fiction fantasy geek?
It's not a secret, no. I'm a fan. Yeah.
No?
I have to say thank you for coming. It's a ridiculous experience. I can't feel my feet. I don't know why. Ow!
I know as an actor, over the years you've probably gotten many good reviews and many bad reviews, as usually comes, but did anything in your past prepare you for the intense internet discussion of your nose?
I have a story. Years ago, I was in Iceland and I shot a movie. And at the wrap party, the gaffer, the guy who controls the lighting, he came up to me really drunk and said, "Hey, I gotta tell you, when I saw that nose, I thought, shit, I'm in trouble." I'm sitting here now. So.
Jason? I have to ask you this one. I have a serious question, but first I have to ask you this one, because you are in the geek capital of the world here. And I know there's a question that's on the minds of half of the people here, which is, and I've got to ask it, who would win, Khal Drogo or Conan?
Well, George, between you and me, Drogo would kick Conan's ass. Drogo over here. I would say something like,
On a more serious note, we saw in the clip the incredible scene where you ripped out the throat of Mago. Of course, a scene which is not actually in my books.
I'm sorry about that, George. It was it's all their fault.
Yeah, whose fault is that? That was an incredible moment,
You should
and I
hear who
think
else
everybody
wanted to
here
go.
loved that. How did that scene come about?
I went to David and Dan just because I finished Conan. I was like, I've just chopped off 100 people's heads. And I felt like we should. Drogo's just such a badass. I wanted just to do one scene, and I wanted to. The most intimidating thing to me would be to like not even use a weapon and just to take his weapons out. And if he said something to my wife, I had a dream, and I wanted to rip someone's throat out.